Aston Martin's Lance Stroll was quickest in first and only practice for the Chinese Grand Prix. On Friday, ahead of McLaren's Oscar Piastri, with championship leader Max Verstappen third. Canadian Stroll took advantage of a rapidly quickening track at the end of the 60-minute session and some upgrades to his car to record a blistering lap of 1 min 36. 302 SEC beating Piastri by 0. 327 SEC with the Red Bull of Verstappen 0. 031 sec further back. The second Red Bull of Sergio Perez was fourth in Shanghai, followed by the much-improved Haas pair, Nico Hülkenberg and Kevin Magnussen, who benefited from significant upgrades to their cars. A big surprise was Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, who could only finish 13th and 14th respectively in their Ferraris, almost 2 seconds off the pace. Formula One is back in China for the first time in 5 years, with a packed program including a Saturday sprint race and the sport's first Chinese driver on the grid in Zhou Guanyu. It meant the morning's practice session was the only preparation time ahead of sprint qualifying on Friday afternoon. But 5 minutes were lost to an early red flag when grass at the side of the track caught fire and had to be extinguished by marshals. Local hero Zhou was a 5-year-old spectator at the inaugural Chinese Grand Prix in 2004, and huge cheers erupted as he emerged from the pit lane in his bright green Sauber for his home debut. Zhou thrilled the crowd with a competitive lap to place 11th, ahead of both Ferraris and the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. Hamilton won the last race in Shanghai in 2019, one of his record 6 victories at the circuit, but he limped around on hard tires to 18th place, just behind Russell and 2.5 seconds off the time of Stroll. Verstappen has not yet won in Shanghai, but arrived having won 50% of all races since the last Chinese race in 2019. Most of the action came in the last few minutes of the session as the track, not raced on for half a decade, rubbered in. Alex Albon's Williams surprisingly set the pace with 1 min 37, 158 SEC on a qualifying simulation run with 5 minutes to go, before being relegated to 8th. The sprint weekend has a new format this season. Sprint qualifying that used to take place on Saturday morning is now the second session on Friday. The sprint race will be the first action on Saturday, followed by normal qualifying for Sunday's Grand Prix. The changes mean teams will be able to adjust their car setups